Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are in the world. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond Zoo. I'm LP Gomez, and today we'll be working on a special mixed species habitat here in Rivers Edge, Asia. So today we'll be working on a home for our pair of water buffaloes, our herd of blackbucks, and CHITAL deer. These are animals that are commonly found in the Indian subcontinent. So I'm sort of modeling this concept habitat based off of that Indian Riverside camp idea. But then again, kind of going minimal with the theming here over in River's Edge, because again, the focus here is on natural landscapes and kind of getting away from that man-made environment and going for a super naturalistic vibe. Here I'm digging a ditch just to create a little bit of separation. This is a technique that I'm carrying over with a lot of the River's Edge habitats, and you'll see me kind of do a little bit of theming here, or an attempt at some ideas. I don't think any of these end up going far. I think at the end of the day, I placed down some cool looking fences over there in the backstage area, and created a little Indian inspired flower bed kind of right here. I might go back into this area and do a little bit of a pavilion if I want to, but I don't know. Right now I'm kind of focusing on the animals and creating an environment that would suit them. This is sort of the premier habitat in the Rivers Edge Asia section. Yeah, just playing with a terrace brush tool. I don't think I ended up using any of those, but it is time for our fun fact of the day. In fact, we have 3 fun facts of the day because we are building for 3 animals in this special habitat. So the first one is the wild water buffalo. The wild water buffalo is a really cool animal that lives in swampy marshlands across Asia and India, and it belongs to the bovine tribe, which is related to the African buffalo, the bison, the yak, and certain species of wild cattle. The water buffalo is the national animal of the Philippines, and it is called the carabao, which is a really cool name. We might be opening a little coffee shop here in Beyond Zoo, and we are partnering with a zoo in the Philippines to do some of that. So maybe we'll have a carabao blend. Up next is the axis deer, also known as the CHITAL or the CHITAL. It's a beautiful mammal with spotted body and a short tail. Looking up a fun fact here, the teeth of the axis deer are perfectly designed for grazing. Okay, yeah, so I guess it does what it does. It's a herbivore, right? It's pretty obvious from the looks of it. Oh, this is cool. The axis deer often graze near trees where langurs live. Hopefully we'll get some langurs, which are some really cool monkeys, here at Beyond Zoo. And lastly but not least is the blackbuck. The blackbuck is also known as the Indian antelope, and it uses a wide variety of sounds as a means of communication. They make dick whistles. Not sure what the hell that is, but sounds crazy. When they're anxious, they also use scent signals to communicate with other deers. That's super cool. So yeah, going back into the build here. Right now, working on a little bit of edging to the river, to the faux river that we have here. And this is a technique that I'll use in other habitats as well. But yeah, the cool thing with this habitat is I'm designing this to have multiple kind of zones for the animals to kind of traverse and kind of building on that idea of zones that I developed in the primate house, but applying it into a more of a non-confined outdoor setting, if you will. Originally, I was going to make this a lot larger than it is, but ended up kind of not doing that because that is precious space that we could use for some other Asian animal or an African animal, because that is the transition spot that we have to River's Edge, Africa. Speaking of which, we'll be working on some River's Edge of Africa habitats very soon. We just acquired 3 painted dogs. That will be the star animal of River's Edge, Africa, and I'm excited to build for that. Beyond Zoo is very excited that they are now the proud owners of African wild dogs, also known as painted dogs. So I might go with some sort of art theme when we're naming those dogs. All right, so I'm working on a little bit of implied backstage here. I don't really flesh this out. I'm just trying to hide a lot of my staff facilities there. So in the back, we'll be working on a little bit of a stables enclosure, just to shelter the animals when it's snowing or when they need to breed. We might have a breeding program for the water buffalo, mainly because they're cool, and it's a new DLC animal, so I'm really happy to play with it. It does look really good. So yeah, I'm trying to make this habitat as lush as I can. And a neat little trick that I picked up from some of the other builders on YouTube is to take a tree or bamboo in this case, and just drop it down below the terrain. Basically creates a little bit of a bush vibe there. We don't really have a lot of bushes in the game, so this just adds the kind of pieces that we could use. Just a little pro tip there: drop trees into grounds and make bushes. I do use a lot of Bengal bamboo here. It's a really good piece in the game, and yeah, even here, creating a little bit of a cropped out look thing for the deer to drink from. But yeah, guys, really excited to be building for these guys. Finally, we've finished our starter animals, and now we're on to stuff that we've acquired. I think we acquired the buffalo from an event. I believe these guys were rescued from some sort of hunting lodge in, I want to say Denver, but I have to kind of look back at the event log to see what actually happened here. The CHITAL we got from our friend Forge over at Gateway, which is another St. Louis-based zoo. They're out about 30 minutes away in St. Charles, and is also a partner zoo in the ZSA kind of association. In fact, Forge is the president of that association. So super glad to have the CHITAL that used to be at Gateway here at Beyond Zoo in the city. And the BLACKBUCKs, I believe, was also part of the hunting lodge event. I think we might have gotten them through other means, but yeah, here we're starting to work on our stable, and this is a new technique that I'm starting to employ is, instead of going with grid pieces straight away, building out a frame with the kind of big beams, and then sort of using panels, freeform panels to line it up. I know that I could use grids for this, but I wanted to do it this way and see what happens, because I'm trying to get away from the grid when it comes to designs. And even though this is still very much a grid-like building, I think there's something to the amount of kind of effort, the imperfections of things not lining up, especially since this is a fine bamboo, you know. I think adds a little bit of character to the build. Yeah, I ended up doing custom stable separators. Not sure what you call those. But yeah, I don't know. The thing from the workshop didn't quite work for the vibe that I was going for. So I just made my own. The cool thing is now I could use this for other stables that I might have around the zoo, and yeah, just using that trim piece as a railing to slide the door to the individual stables. And these are all functional, so I know that the buffalo could enter that first stall, the blackbuck and CHITAL could enter that second and third stalls, and we've created a separation room for I don't know, like maybe for breeding purposes if our water buffalo breeding program does get started. It does come together nicely towards the end, and I'm really proud of this build. Yeah, just using a lot of the timber pieces to add a lot of structure, make it seem like it would hold its weight. You even got that little entrance into the mud bath, which is a special water buffalo enrichment item. So the water buffalo could get into their mud bath right out. It's right outside their holding pen. Just adding some windows, using the modern pieces, just to add a little bit of light into the space. As mentioned in the last video, with this kind of project, there are places where I am forcing myself to build within the constraints of established buildings. The primate house, for example, is yeah, we could blow up some parts of the walls, but generally it's an existing building in the zoo that we're just rehabbing. But this time we get to totally redo, totally make this from the ground up, and you'll see that in the designs as well. It's a lot more themed and a lot more clean in some ways. I'll still be using natural elements, and not everything will be concrete and glass, but it will feel fresh and new. So yeah, guys, again, I just wanted to thank you guys for all the support with the Beyond Zoo project. I'm very happy with where this is headed. River's Edge is one of the more exciting parts of the zoo that we're building out. So I can't wait to get to the painted dogs and get to the reptile house in the back and work on this kind of new part of the zoo. It's a different kind of challenge than building for an existing structure. But you know what? It's fun. just having fun here. So now we're doing a little bit of planting, just finishing it out with the final touches. Again, with the light theming. This is the fence piece that I talked about in the beginning. Decided that was a little too much. That little jug. And I think I even put in a little boat, Indian boat. Just felt a little much. So I took those out, kept the fence, and did a little flower bed right by the guest viewing area. And I love how this turned out. I'm really proud of this one. Really happy. And I was able to knock out 3 species. Again, I was edging real close to the below 50 mark there over at ZSU. And we have an upcoming store, so I needed to have at least 50% of my animals on show to participate. This didn't really go far, but I might revisit this. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we create a structure here, or just keep it open and keep it open and fresh? I kind of like it open, and we might plop a couple benches in there. Excuse me. Yeah, I've been talking a lot today, doing these videos, and my mouth is dry. So we're coming upon our cinematics here. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with us here at Beyond Zoo. If you guys are enjoying what we're doing here with these videos, with these builds, the zoo cams, the tours, please just drop a like and subscribe, and you guys will be notified when we post new videos. And always kind of love having you guys here. It's so fun to just look at these cinematics. Super clean. Oh yeah. Well, anyways, thanks for hanging out with us, and I'll see you guys next time.